Hey guys, it's Rob here. Today we're going over an area that was home to one of the first Showbiz Pizza Place locations to ever open. Not only that, but this location kept around something that every other location had gotten rid of by this point, if they had had them to begin with. Interestingly enough, no one actually requested this location, so it appears I was the only one who wanted to make a video on it. As usual, I've gathered information from multiple different sources, which I'll be linking in the description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as in the next video, we'll be going over a location which managed to see the light of day again, in a special way. Partially, that is. Anyways, let's get into the history of Showbiz Pizza Place and Chuck E. Cheese in Topeka, Kansas. The 1301 S.W. Gage Boulevard location opened on December 1st, 1980 as a Showbiz Pizza Place, the sixth one to ever open. They opened with the classic Rock-afire explosion, except with one difference. This was one of 6 beta sets of the bots, which were the very first version of the Rock-afire explosion. They likely had a few differences, but the main one was the use of hollow frames. This will be important later. For now, we actually have a few photos from close to the opening that we can go through. Although these aren't dated, I'm guessing they're either 1980 or 1981 due to the early elements present, even going beyond the masks. The first is the flyer from Topeka, showing Bob Brock standing beside a Billy Bob walk-around outside this location, showing off a bit of the exterior. The next photo is another shot of the exterior, this time mainly showing off the sign. The third photo gives us a look at the interior, specifically the service area. To the left, we could see some of the games they had, and I also noticed that a couple of the walls were painted orange, which isn't something I knew about. The next photo shows off the game room, with games such as Fire Truck, Star Castle, and Pac-Man, just to name a few shown off here. We also see another orange wall here. Next is a photo of the Rock-afire explosion, showing all 3 stages here. The stage is completely beta, likely meaning that this was taken soon after opening. You see things here such as the beta masks, of course, but also see things such as Duke's owl and the frog on Beach Bear's surfboard, which were used very early and didn't stick around. Mitzi's hair here is also flattened at the bottom parts. The character Valance also doesn't appear to be here either, something they didn't include until later on. Overall, this is a very cool look into the stage in its infancy. Next is a photo of their salad bar, and also their kitchen. There is also a promotional manager training video featuring this location, showing off some more of the games, as well as other parts of the interior, such as another shot of this part of the interior, and what appears to be their sports room, which has baseball posters hung up. There's also shots of the showroom, and even brief shots of the center stage, as well as a close-up of Mitzi's beta mask, which is cool to see. Come 1981, the beta bots would be taken out of the locations that had them and replaced with newer bots. That is, except for Topeka. See, for some reason, Topeka never got rid of their beta bots, and instead kept them around. I have no clue why they decided to do this, but they did. Unfortunately, we don't have anything else on this location during its time being open, so let's move on. The location would close between 1985 and 1986, and would be used for multiple tenants, with the last of those being Sun Resorts Tanning and Fitness. The majority of the location would be demolished in 2020, with an Amoco gas station taking the place of it. As of July of 2024, the area remains like this. As for the bots, they would actually end up being sold at an auction, and eventually rebought by Creative Engineering. We only know for sure the fate of 3 of the bots. Both Fats and Looney are in storage, and I believe both are owned by Jack, though I could be wrong. We see the Looney Bird in a video of his alongside Mitzi, with the Looney Bird having a narrower mechanism compared to later ones. Speaking of Mitzi, Mitzi would end up being sold off to Sully G, who still owns this Mitzi and has restored it. The 2215 SW Wanamaker Road location opened in December of 1990 as a Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza. This was not only one of the first road stages installed, but also the first Chuck E. Cheese in Kansas. They opened with the 1988 remodel, which we can actually see in footage from 1991, which shows off the store. Starting with the animatronics, we see that they're in great shape, which makes sense for the time. We also get to see other parts of the store, such as the games, the rides, the ball pit, and some other 1988 posters. We also see other aspects of this remodel, such as the colored checkers and the duck umbrellas. We also see their walk around during this time, that being the mid to late 80s Chuck head with full tux attire, though with a black derby with a gold stripe instead of a red derby. 1985 footage still shows the bots in great shape, and Munch's arms were swapped out, though he can still turn, which looks kinda cursed. Their wink is also the 4-star one, and I'm unsure if this was normal or not since I haven't seen what other early road stage winks looked like, and whether or not those would have also had the 4-star variant. We also get to see their walk around during this time, that being the 90s Chuckhead with a red derby and blue tracksuit. Next is footage from 1997, showing that the location had received the major 90s remodel by this point, with the immediate indicator upon starting the video being these art pieces here from the remodel. You can also see one of their giant shelves seen here. The skytubes were also installed by this point, as can be seen outside of the showroom. Curtains were also installed on the stage by this point, though raising ones like other locations got. The animatronics also continue to work great here. We also see a partial shot of the walk-around, which appears to be in full tux attire based on what we can see here. Footage from 2006 shows the store to mostly be the same, though a few of the bots' masks have been changed out, such as Helen's mask, and we can also see that Chuck now sports full Kulchuk attire. The bots still seem to be in great shape. In 2007, this location received the 2005 update to the 2003 Kulchuk reconfiguration, tearing out the showroom walls and balcony seating, relocating the stage, adding newer decor to replace the older decor, painting the walls purple, and expanded to add more games and tables. The only exterior shot we have during this time is from Google Maps in September of 2009, where we can see their Avenger Chuck exterior alongside their road sign, which was also using the Avenger Chuck logo. Surprisingly, not a lot of footage exists for the 2010s, with the only footage being from 2019. Here we can see that the bots are still in pretty good shape, with no movements for sure being out that I know of. Jasper's mouth is quite slow here, though. Chuck also is still in cool Chuck attire, though no cap is present anymore. 2020 has no footage due to a CERN pandemic, though the Skytubes and taller zone would be gone by this point. Footage from late 2021 shows the stage in a bit worse shape, with the most noticeable issue being Helen's eyelids being stuck closed. Footage from May of 2022 shows the stage had worsened shape, with multiple movements being out, and also one of Helen's eyes being messed up. Unfortunately, come July of 2022, the location will receive the 2.0 remodel. The last footage we see of the show is from June of 2022, showing the bots in about the same shape, with flow adjustments not being great, and a few movements still being out. Anyways, the bots would be removed in July of 2022 and destroyed, being replaced with a 2021 model dance floor and a video wall. At the time of removal, this was the oldest surviving road stage. As of July of 2024, the location remains like this. I'd like to end this part off by saying that I had no clue Pasquales with arms like this existed, and seeing this one keep those arms alone makes it one of my favorite Pasquales I've seen. Anyways, let's move on. This actually is not a location, and instead is the Showbiz Pizza Time Distribution Center. I thought I'd bring it up here since I didn't see any other time I'd get to do so. This is where any saved art, stages, or animatronics go after they're removed, whether that be due to a closure or due to a 2.0 remodel. Its main use, however, is for parts, technical support, and refurbishment. It's been open at least since 2007, based off when this exterior shot from Google Maps was taken, though considering its name, it's definitely been around for way longer than that. Quickly going over the photos, this one shows off multiple games and even a Kulchuk exterior sign. This photo shows off even more of their games. This one shows off their stained glass Pizza Time theater piece, which is at least two of a kind, with the only other one being in the Spokane, Washington location. Next is a group photo that shows off what appears to be the same Kulchuk exterior sign. This photo shows off a 16 movement Studio C of theirs, wearing a Kulchuk shirt with Avenger shorts. As for saved animatronic stuff, the only things that we know have come out of that place after being saved was the pizza cam from Laurel, Maryland, which was sent to the Pineville location in Charlotte, North Carolina to be used there. In terms of art, some of it was also sent off to Pineville to be used for their retro corner. In conclusion, Topeka was definitely an interesting area to go over, even if there wasn't as much as I thought there would be to cover. Previously being home to the only surviving set of beta bots, of which at least a few still survive today, plus one of the first road stages, makes this a pretty interesting area. Overall, this was cool to go over. Thank you guys for watching this video. I didn't expect to come up with less footage than I initially expected to find for these locations, especially the Chuck E. Cheese during the 2010s, though it was cool getting to go over an area like this with some interesting history to it. My next video will be going over the history of Showbiz Pizza Place and Chuck E. Cheese in Laurel, Maryland, which actually ended up seeing a piece of it see the light of day again. If you'd like to see that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you're notified when it drops. God bless, and I hope you all have a blessed day.